If you are buying or selling a home in Southwest Florida, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is thinking that the contract is just a little bit of paperwork. That is not true. The contract you choose is going to impact your inspection strategy, your repair negotiations. It's going to include your leverage, your timelines, sometimes whether or not the deal is going to hold together at all. Here in Southwest Florida, we commonly have two main contract types. We have the FAR contract, which is the Florida Association of Realtors. We also have the NABOR contract. You've maybe seen this, NABOR, standing for the Naples Area Board of Realtors. So we have multiple choices within those. And today we're going to kind of break down what you need to be aware of, what questions you need to be asking if you're deciding to make a purchase or sell your home here in Southwest Florida. All right, so let's talk about the two main contract families that we've got here in Florida. As I alluded to in the beginning, we've got the FAR contracts. That's the Florida Association of Realtors. Those are contracts that are written by the Florida Realtors attorneys, and they are approved to be used throughout the entire state. Then, as I talked about already, we have the NABOR contracts. This is the Naples Area Board of Realtors contracts. They have their own contracts that are also written by attorneys and are approved to be used. However, they are just most commonly used right here in Southwest Florida in the Naples area. No one else in the state uses these contracts. And while both of these are approved contract families, they do have their differences. How they're structured, how timelines are counted, how the inspection period is handled, all of these things have little nuances that you do need to be aware of depending on which contract type you're writing your offer on. So for you, it is not important for you to know all that. That is what your realtor and the realtors team is for, but it is important that you just have an awareness that there are different contract types and there are times then strategies that are going to be used where one might be better than the other. We know there's not one size fits all here in real estate. So it's important that you have conversations with your agent to talk to them about what is the right contract for the property that you're considering listing or selling or purchasing here in Florida. All right, so let's dig in a little more. So we've got two families of contracts. We've got FAR and we've got NABOR. Then, even within each of those families, we've got two different contract types that are most commonly used. You have the standard contract and the as-is, and both of the families have their own versions of these contracts. Now, why is this important? Well, when you're putting together your whole strategy for how you want to proceed with the property, as I said, there are some nuances to the two different contract types, and then even within the families, the two types. So you need to kind of understand the full picture and talk strategy with your agent about which one makes the most sense to use in your specific case. The as-is contract is very commonly used here in Florida. And sometimes there's some misperceptions about the as-is contract. Sometimes people think, oh my gosh, I have to agree to buy it literally as is. That means there's no inspections. I have nothing that I can do or change within this contract. But that's not actually the case with an as-is contract. As-is does not mean that you cannot inspect. In fact, you do have an inspection period written into the contract, whether you are on a FAR or whether you are on a NABOR. That is the case in both of those contracts. And some attorneys and people here in the state will call it the free look contract because during that inspection timeframe, whatever you negotiate in your contract, it is a negotiable point. So the standard default is 15 days. However, we often see them more aggressive, 7 days, 10 days, so that sellers don't have their homes off the market for as long. But basically, during that time frame, you are free to do whatever inspections you want to do on that home. And if you don't like what you see, you're able to terminate the contract and get your escrow deposit back. Now, because it's as is doesn't also necessarily mean that you have to take it as is. If terms come up or items come up on the inspection that make you uncomfortable or that need to be addressed, it is possible that the seller didn't know about them. There are so many different things that can happen within an inspection period. So you do have the option to come back and try to come to terms again with the seller. Sometimes it's fixing items, sometimes it's in the forms of a credit. But what's important to understand here is that the seller is under no obligation to fix anything on an as-is contract. It might be in their best interest to do so and try to move the contract through versus going back on the market, but there is no obligation there. On the same token, if they choose not to move forward with some of those repairs or they don't agree to a credit, the buyer does not have to continue the deal. They can choose to terminate the contract and walk away if they are not satisfied. What I've learned in my years is no matter how good the house looks, how bad the house looks, it does not matter. There is usually a surprise or two that comes up on the inspection. Again, even if some of the most well-maintained houses I've seen, there's often one or two things that still might come up and surprise everyone in the transaction. Now, the standard contract operates a little differently. The standard contract actually defines and has more definition into what repairs would be required by the seller, what needs to happen. There's repair limits and a FAR bar. Again, FAR bar, NABOR, totally different, and there are different times to use each contract. But in the standard contract, it is a little more defined. So there is no, I don't like how the inspection turned out, I'm walking away. There is categories in FAR bar that actually tell you in the categories up to a percentage point, whatever is negotiated in the contract, that the seller is going to repair items. If the repairs are outside of those limits, then there's a decision to be made at that point. And again, this is not legal advice, and I'm not an attorney. I just want to make sure that everyone understands the difference between the two contracts, because again, one is not better than the other, but in certain situations, sometimes the strategy is to use one over another, and there's different reasons for that. So we talk about this a lot. When you are writing an offer to purchase a property, it is so much more than just the price. It is the entire package, all of the terms that are part of it. Price is a part, of course. Closing date, contract type is going to be a factor when you're negotiating on a property. We have down in Naples, the NABOR is more commonly used. It's not used as much in Lee County. It doesn't mean you might not see it. It doesn't mean that sometimes it might not be the requested contract for whatever reason, but it's definitely more common in Naples. We don't see it as much in Lee County, and again, you do not see the NABOR in any other parts of the state of Florida. So as part of your strategy, you need to be asking some questions. How much flexibility do you want as the buyer? Which contract makes it more attractive to the seller? How likely is it going to be that repairs are going to be a huge part of negotiation? Are you interested in doing repairs yourself, or do you want the seller to have to take care of them? Are you looking for more protection within your contract? What's the age of the home? Is it newer and possibly still under warranty? Or is it older and maybe it's already been through some renovations? It's got maintenance issues. Sometimes you can see when you're walking the property. Sometimes we're looking for a fixer-upper. So you need to understand what is the situation so that we can best position the strategy in moving forward when presenting offers. So what you need to remember here, the contract choice is part of the negotiation strategy, not just some paperwork. So we've already talked about this a little bit. How do you know which contract to use? I mean, some of it is going to be the location and the agent who is listed the property. If it's down in the heart of Naples, it's very possible that they're going to say, I'm only willing to take NABOR contracts. Now, everything's negotiable. So if you really want to submit it on a FAR bar, you can do that. And the reality is, and we've seen this happen, sometimes the seller will counter on a different contract type. So again, the whole strategy needs to be taken into account when moving forward on what is the best contract that's going to give you the strongest offer, the most protection. It just depends on your specific scenario. So I can't just stand here and say you should absolutely always use this contract, because it literally is different in every single scenario. The question you need to be asking is not which contract is better. What is the contract that's going to get me closest to my goals in this transaction? What is going to make the offer as strong as I want it to be in order to succeed and reach my real estate goals with this purchase or this sale? As part of that strategy, another thing that's going to be taken into account is what is happening in the current marketplace. When we were going through COVID and there was very little inventory, there were a lot of cases where sellers were not interested in having as-is contracts. They didn't want buyers to be able to walk away with no penalty and have their home off the market for any period of time. And in some cases, they absolutely wanted there to be a standard contract. In some cases, they were saying, listen, you can put on whatever contract you want, but we're not interested in having any kind of inspection contingency. So every scenario is different. You have to have a real good pulse and be working with a team or an agent who has experience, understands the contract types to closing, because it does matter. And this is an important part of real estate conversations when you are looking to submit offers or put your house on the market here in Southwest Florida. It cannot be overlooked. It is a little unique that we have multiple contract types in our market. So there needs to be a familiarity. There needs to be a transaction team like what we work with, who work with multiple agents across the area, so they are very familiar with all the contract types here in Southwest Florida. And then also that the team has strong partners who are also well-versed no matter which contract we bring to the table. So if you're a buyer and you're working with an agent, you need to be asking these questions of your agent. What is the contract type that you're recommending? Why is this what we're looking to do in our strategy? How is this going to impact any repair negotiations if stuff shows up on the inspection? What's going to happen if something huge shows up on the inspection in that scenario? And lastly, is this contract type going to make my offer stronger, or is there a chance that someone else might come in with a stronger offer? Now, if you're a seller, your questions are going to be a little different. How does this contract type impact my exposure to repairs that may or may not be required? How clean is this offer? How does the contract type that was turned in play into the overall strategy that has been presented to me? Am I in danger of the buyer coming back and renegotiating thing on this contract type? What are the chances of getting to closing with this contract type versus another option that might have been presented? How does this contract type play into the overall strategy of the offer that has been presented, looking at price, terms, closing date, and contract type? So, not the most exciting topic, I know, but it is amazing how important it is. It is such a little detail, but can truly change the outcome of a transaction. A lot of things can happen during the inspection period, and it's really important that you understand what is your exposure, what is your liability, what are your rights within the contract, what needs to be repaired, what doesn't need to be repaired. And let me tell you, just like so many things, sometimes it is really gray. But that's why you need to make sure you're working with a team who has a team beside them that can answer all these questions if something gets to the gray area. A lot of times it's cut and dry, but there are those times where it's not so clean. What questions do you have about contract types? Are you considering buying or selling your home here in Southwest Florida? Would be happy to jump on a call, answer any questions that you got, share some contracts so you can see what I'm talking about and what it looks like, and talk through pros and cons of each of them in your specific situation. Our team has been helping buyers and sellers here in Southwest Florida for over 9 years, and we are here to help guide and help answer questions and put together the best and strongest strategy for you in your specific situation. What questions do you have about moving to or living in Southwest Florida? I would love for you to put them below so that I can make a video about those and make sure you have all the information you need when you're looking to make the best decision for you and your family. You can find us on social media, contact us directly at 239-776-6872. You can schedule time using the Calendly link below if you'd like to jump on a call and have a little strategy session. We would love to do that for you. Please share this video with a friend who's considering moving or listing their home in Southwest Florida. Subscribe to our channel so you can see all of our latest updates about everything you need to know real estate here in Southwest Florida, because we want to help you live joy too.